Born Again, the tale of Ray Sinn.
Some might believe the orphans of the DeLorean orphanage should not receive the love and care a normal child deserves. The thing is, those kids were not what you call normal. For the past few years now, violence has been what ruled the orphanage, and it really shows in every corner of this dump we call home. I once took a stroll around the whole place trying to find a mirror that's not broken. That's when I realized how bad it was. Hell, I could barely find a room that didn't have any graffiti. Winter was coming and it could get pretty cold with the walls and windows in terrible condition. We could thank the kids, fighting and monkeying around without a care in the world for that. Last winter, I had to stack the few clothes I had on top of my bed covers to stop waking up with a runny nose. The nuns kept making promises about fixing the place, and you know what? A few weeks ago, to everyone's surprise, they actually hired a contractor to replace the broken windows. Yeah, I can believe it. Those witches? Caring for our well-being? Who would have thought? Well, if I'm being realistic, they probably wanted them repaired anyway, since even they couldn't handle the cold anymore. What a funny thought. As if they could get any colder than they already are. Unfortunately, the contractor didn't even last a whole day. The other kids did not appreciate when a stranger stepped into their home, so they made sure he had an accident. The kind that makes you never want to come back. I only caught a glimpse of him leaving through the front gates, limping, leaving his tools behind. Right before he disappeared into the misty forest that surrounded the perimeter, he looked back and he noticed me. Then he glared at me with a weird emptiness in his eyes. Sadly, I knew exactly what he was feeling. If I could get out of here, this is the look I would give the other kids too. Winter was not the only issue we had. With the holes in our walls, the crows getting in were even more annoying. Despite the fact that we kept the place fairly clean, considering we had apes instead of normal kids, crows would still gather around the orphanage. I had never seen so many crows in one place. Personally, they kinda scared me. Not because they were annoying birds, but mainly because of their appearances. Some of them didn't have eyes, but they would still manage not to hit walls. Others had half of their faces ripped off like they came back from the dead. But amongst all of its ugliness, the weirdest thing about them was the sound they made. You know, a crow usually goes, "Caw-caw, caw-caw." But these ones were screaming something more like, "Roam, roam." I don't know why, but that sound terrified me. I tried telling the nuns about them, but they actually seemed to enjoy their company. Damn witches. Sometimes, I felt like almost everyone around me were brainless demons. Well, I was pretty sure these crows were. To get outside news, we had one radio and it sat on the hallway's buffet where everyone could listen freely. For the past 5 years, the only thing we've been hearing about were rumors about monsters lurking all over the place. They were only rumors because no one had actual proof of their existence, kind of like aliens. Most people didn't believe in any of that. The people claiming to have seen them were always stranger than the rumor itself. They were also never consistent with their claims since the monsters seemed to never have the same shape, feature, or anything cohesive from one to another. I still liked hearing about them. At night, I would imagine myself beating those monsters, saving the most beautiful princess in the world, and be their hero we all wish we had in real life. One day, I will be that hero. Before becoming a hero, I had a situation at hand that I had to deal with. Even after a year I moved to the DeLorean orphanage, I was still kind of a stranger to the other kids. Until yesterday, I got branded as part of the family. And you know what? I would rather have stayed a stranger than be associated with those buffoons. I wasn't the only one. Zach, my best friend, who has been there for only 3 months, also got branded yesterday. The way to discern if you're part of the orphanage or not was very clear. Once the other kids tattoo a number on you, it's official. You're part of the family. They even got a name for their stupid group. They called themselves the I've Got No Brain Gang. Just kidding, it was the Number Gang. Sounded as dumb as they were. Like I said, violence ruled over anything else. It was the only one value that dominated those broken walls and the people inside. Most of the elder nuns, well, they gave up a long time ago. They would come and go as fast as they could blink. The elders who were permanent were those who also decided to rule with violence, torture, and acceptance of the gang. I could guess that the gang got formed a few years ago by the young look of the leader named Number 1. I've been told that he got here when he was 14 years old and he was disgusted by the way the authority ran this place. So, he decided to take charge. I hate to admit it, but he's a smart, bald dude. He wasn't super tall or particularly strong, but everyone followed his orders without ever questioning him. There's something fascinating about Number 1. To be able to reunite all those kids and make them do his biddings? I'm also 14 years old, and I would probably never be able to do that. His first order of business was to brand all the kids as a whole, and he did so by tattooing a number on everyone. As you may have guessed, the first few numbers were his closest allies. They were the ones willing to get tattooed first. As for me, my name is Ray Sinn, but I usually never tell anyone my last name. I hated it. It's as if my fate was to sin. On the contrary, my life goal was to become a hero and save the world from bad guys, like the Number Gang. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. This is a work in progress, and it's only getting started. We'd love to hear some feedback from you in the comment section below.